Amsterdam Kitchen. Join us live on Saturday mornings
from 10 till 12
on Broadcast Amsterdam.
Or catch up later.
It's all online.
We've got Anna Miranda with us in the studio, a local food entrepreneur.
Yes, welcome, Anna.
Yeah. Yay! And now, what food business are you running?
What food business am I running? Well, my core business is traditional Mexican food. Yes, like my grandmother and my grandfather used to make it. But I am also a freelance cook. I also cook for theaters, and I just cook all sorts of international food.
Sorry, for theaters?
Yes.
Oh, that's a new one on me.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
You mean for the
artist?
For the artist, yes, thank you. I was going to say for the staff, that's not right.
Or not like interval catering, no, not that.
No,
but for the people who need the sustenance to keep going with all their stuff.
Exactly,
yeah.
Yes.
That must be a lot of fun.
It's really amazing. I love it. It's really hard working. Because, for example, I've been cooking also for like 80 people for every night, and every 80 hungry people. So it's really amazing. You're really hard working the whole day, and then they come, have dinner, and and they are so thankful, and they come back, and they're really sweet. So that's really like
really rewarding job. That
yes.
sounds
I love that's the nice thing about food.
Yes.
Giving love to somebody else,
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So you're running a food catering business in Amsterdam,
yes.
Anna's Mexican Roots. But is it fair to say you're not actually a chef? That's not your background. How did you get into this?
Yes, I am not a chef at all. I am like a hobby cook. My whole life I've been cooking and enjoying cooking. And actually, I started 3 years ago. I had been working in a corporate environment as a content manager. Well, it just felt not right anymore. And it felt that I needed to do something that really passioned me and ignite, the fire in me. Yeah. And because it had been, it got gone off, and my body was screaming, and
I think that happened. That does happen, I think, and it's a brave move to take a complete change of direction.
It is. Yeah. It's terrifying when you have to choose to do something, and to say, okay, I have nothing to lose. I do it.
So did you kind of ease into it and build up your client base, or was it literally from one day to the next a totally new business?
Well, actually, it was like this girlfriend of mine who's been like my angel. She calls herself my manager because she is. She got this job for me. She said like, oh, we need a cook for dancers. For Isabel Bernard, that she's very famous, and she needed a catering for her dancers. So I said, okay, let's do it. Oh my God! And then I just couldn't sleep like for a week. Like, oh my God, how am I going to do it? And it just came in, just like natural, and that's how I started actually.
Amazing.
But then I was pregnant.
Okay.
So I went. I didn't go on tour with them, so I would cook at home, and they would pick it up and eat it at night.
Yeah.
But at the end of the tour, I was, I think, 38 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
On your
I just
feet
couldn't reach,
I
had to be standing sideways.
And it's hot, isn't it, as well?
Yes, it's hot, and I was really very tired.
Yes,
but I love it. I love it every minute. And
so now, how old is your child?
She's 2 years.
Oh, lovely.
8 months.
Yes. Still a handful to have a catering business with a toddler.
I'd say. Does she help you in the kitchen? Yeah.
Sleepless nights,
Yeah. Well, it will get easier, but I imagine, does she try to help you in the kitchen?
Well,
or she's still a bit young.
One of her first words was "Mama cook."
Yeah.
Mama cook.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, lovely.
And I always think, sometimes when somebody passes by and you smell like a perfume, you think, oh, my mother used to smell like that, you know.
Yeah.
I think my children will smell garlic and will say, hey, my
That's
mother
my
smells
mum.
like that.
So there's a lot of garlic in the Mexican cuisine. It's true. And so, Anna, do you cook in your own kitchen? Like even though you're catering for 80 people, can you cook for that many people in your own kitchen?
No.
Okay.
Then I use professional kitchens. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So in the theaters, I normally use the kitchen, or up to 30, 40 people I can cook at home.
Yeah.
No problem. And
is your home kitchen unusually big for Amsterdam, or?
actually
Typical?
it is.
Yeah.
Ooh, lucky
you. Yeah. Can I come?
Yes. I have a dining table that is 3 meters long.
Wow.
So,
Great.
You know, so
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine you need it.
yeah, certainly. Everywhere we have pots and pans, and
Are you quite social then? Tend to invite lots of friends around for dinner?
I love to, but I notice that nowadays I have lots of work. Thank God
Yeah.
for that. I'm always very thankful. Then in my spare time, I would prefer people to cook for me.
For you, of course. But do you find, because this is what I find, like people are nervous to cook for you because they think, oh, my food's not good enough. And actually, as I imagine you feel, there's nothing nicer.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, please invite me to your home.
Yeah.
And they want to come, and then they like, oh, it's great that we're coming to your home and we're going to eat Mexican. And we're like, oh, God, I cannot see a taco anymore.
Too much taco.
Yes.
I love it. Ooh.
And how about, just while we're on this sort of side of the conversation, how about sourcing ingredients? Do you have any particular challenges there? Because
Not anymore.
no.
When I came to Holland 26 years ago.
26 years?
Yes.
Did you say 26 years?
I
Wow.
know, my
Is your
whole
Dutch
life.
good?
Yes, very
Oh,
good.
good. Wow.
Well done.
I actually sometimes I call myself like a fake Mexican because I've been living
You
so
feel
long
more Dutch
here.
than Mexican
Yes.
now? Wow.
Yes, when I'm in Mexico, I feel at home,
Yes.
of course. But here it's like, always in between,
Yeah.
Always in between.
Yeah.
But when I came here, I went to a supermarket and I was like, what? What is this? It was a Spar, like
Yeah.
very small. I was used to Walmart in Mexico, and big supermarkets that are open 24/7. And here everything would close at 6, and you would have bananas, oranges,
Yeah.
apples, and I think that's it.
That's about it, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
how do people cook here?
Yeah.
When I went to the market asking for some cilantro, they gave me arugula.
Oh.
They'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can find anything online, and there are lots of Mexican entrepreneurs. And
A lot has changed in 26 years.
Yeah,
Well, a lot's
I
changed in 1 year in
Yeah.
Amsterdam. I think it's becoming, because we talk to a lot of food entrepreneurs and and stuff like that, and it does seem like they're able to source their things. It's quite an international city, but also things like kitchens to work from. There's that sort of infrastructure and stuff.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, really crazy. But also the Dutch people have also changed, they've always been very international people, very kind people. I love Dutch people. But the way they eat is changed like 360,
Yeah.
now they love it. And if you see it all over the streets,
Yeah.
people are,
Trying new things. Or,
Yeah.
Yes.
So also Mexican food is booming, actually.
Mexican food is booming. Cool. I think we should break for a little song now. We've got a request from Anna. So this is the kind of music that Anna will listen to when she's cooking.
Nice and spicy.
Yeah. And she kind of apologetically says, it's a little bit romantic. We love a bit of romantic
Of course,
music.
yeah.
That's nice.
Broadcast Amsterdam.
Hello, you're back with Amsterdam Kitchen. We've got Anna Miranda from Anna's Mexican Roots, and we just played one of her songs, La Camisa Negra, Juanes, which Anna listens to. She's just teased us by telling us she was going to bring guacamole.
Yes.
But she forgot it.
I'm really sorry.
I love guacamole so much.
Yes.
But no, the thought that counts. Thank you. I'm sure we'll go to a good home somewhere
Yes,
else.
I'm just very happy for the person that's going to enjoy it later.
I'll have to eat it again.
But we're talking, let's talk about the cuisine then that you make. And obviously, although you've been away for 26 years from Mexico, you must have had quite a good grounding. And did that come from your family in Mexican cooking?
Yes, actually, my grandfather was a very good cook. And so I would wake up, with the smell of his kitchen very early in the morning. He would already be cooking and making salsas, with an, I don't know how you call it.
Mortar and pestle.
Pestle and mortar.
Thank you.
Pestle and mortar.
Other way
What do you
around.
call it in Spanish?
Molcajete.
Sounds like you're bash.
Yeah, let's get those frustrations out.
It's a beautiful art, though.
Yeah.
Making salsas in a mortar.
Yeah.
So my grandfather would do it, and my grandmother would take me to the market, to choose the ingredients for the evening. And she would be really very picky, and they would know her, so they wouldn't offer,
Just not just anything.
No.
Yeah.
So that's where I developed my love for food, actually. And ever since, of course, here in Holland, I've also learned how to cook because you're missing your country, you're missing the flavor,
Yes.
you're missing your home, and you just want to smell it,
And recreate it.
Yes.
I found that I got better and I was challenging myself to make recipes when I moved to the Netherlands from the UK, because in the UK we have a lot of convenience foods and things like that, like, I don't know, pies or sausage rolls or something, but you couldn't, or mince pies or something, I don't know. That's the wrong example. There's other foods as well. But I couldn't get them here, so then I ended up trying to make them myself. And in the UK, I would have just bought them from a shop, but now you have to make it yourself, and then I learned some things. But anyway, that's digress. But you're right. You wanted to recreate that feeling of the Mexican food that you missed. Are you still making any of the recipes from your grandfather?
No. Well, not the sauces, that's impossible because my grandfather also liked it very, very spicy, and my grandmother would used to get really angry at him because at the end we were like, having like dinner like this.
Yes. Okay. Not for general consumption.
No, not at all. But of course, I have together with my mother, the recipes, and every time I'm like, Mama, how would you used to do this? And Mama, what do I use for that? And but also doing myself a lot of research and testing things, like what does it taste great like this, or can I add this or take this away, just it's like it's always, making food is always, well, I don't do it from a book, I just do it from my heart and just tasting, because that's the best. What you can do is just taste it.
And yes, go.
So any challenges then when you're, presumably your grandfather and grandmother weren't necessarily cooking for 80 people.
No.
Not every day, anyway. So, imagine when you are going to offer a menu out, you're thinking about, well, is it going to work when I scale it up? And you can't really test that until you're doing it, right? So are there sort of lessons that you've learned along the way about what works, what might not work, or how,
Well, I have, but it's actually only experience.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
having that template in your head. You know what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
And,
I'm nodding.
So just you're not daunted by huge quantities, and you just
I guess you get a feel for it, and it's about tasting, I suppose. You can't tell someone, oh, use this quantity or have this formula. You just have to taste it and then see things like that. Like, is this coarse, small stock or whatever enough or strong enough or not to go that far.
And following,
I guess.
following techniques. And
you get a taste or a feel for it, and it's your intuition.
It's your intuition and your own food experience. Yeah. I'm a very good eater, so I'm like, will I be satisfied with this? I will put a little bit more, and I rather put more, than
yes,
than
less.
So, but you cannot cook for the same. You cannot cook the same recipes for 80 people than you do for a family here in Amsterdam.
Sure.
So it's very nice cooking for 80 people, but it's not really refined kitchen.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible to do it. Yeah. You have to also think of logistics, and that everybody, that the first one that takes the food will have warm food, but also the 80 ones, that comes for a plate. So that's why I also do like family dinners here in Amsterdam, and corporate lunches, for example. I've been doing lots of those ones. Mexican, because for 80 people, I don't always cook Mexican, but for families, normally it's only Mexican.
Yeah.
So, for example, tonight I have a catering. It's the birthday of the dad, and he didn't want to go out for dinner, so they wanted to try my food, and so I'm making a very nice menu for them, and I will deliver the food warm. Yes.
Oh, go on, Anna. Give us a taste of the menu.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So they are having this very nice tomato sauce with some dried chilies. It's guajillo chilies. It's not spicy, but it's very tasty. It has a very nice smoky flavor. And we also add some chile de árbol, which is very, very spicy.
Where'd you get those from?
This one's my mother brought them.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
This ones were from my mother.
Secret supplier.
You have to be.
Listeners may not be able to get hold of the same sauce.
This is my secret stash. And so they're having that with some flank steak. I'm going to make some fried rice. So Mexican also like fried rice. It's not kind of the Chinese rice, but it's also very tasteful.
Yeah.
And making some flan for dessert. And
The flan is like a custardy dish, is that right?
a flan is made with eggs and sugar, and this one is with some cream cheese, which gives them a little bit more like creaminess. And very nice. It's really my favorite.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
When I make it, we eat the half of it just in one sit.
Naughty.
So I don't do it very often.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what the lucky guys are getting tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the typical drink to enjoy with a meal like that? Is that, or is it just anything goes?
Well, actually, in Mexico, beer is drunk a lot because of the spiciness, but also because of the fat in the food. My food, I must say, it's not really very greasy or something like that. You know, I don't deep fry like lots of Mexicans love it. So you don't really, you can drink whatever you want, but I
beer would be the typical
beer.
thing. Yeah. Okay.
Amsterdam Kitchen. Yep, you're back on Amsterdam Kitchen. We've got Anna Miranda. We've heard lots about her food as well, and we're going to hear more about, well, you know, if you're interested in using what Anna can do, what can do for anyone that's listening. You don't have to be a big dance theatre group, I imagine.
You don't have to be like 80 people.
Yeah.
Luckily not, no. I also cook just for families, and up till now I've been doing it every Wednesday for expats in Hilversum.
Yes.
I used to live in Bussum, so that's my old neighborhood. So I bring food for families, like during the weekdays. You know, I just cook for them, and I bring it, and I give them heating instructions.
So you might post a menu earlier in the week, and then people will subscribe or place their orders. Is that how it works? And then
yes. Well, I've been doing it through a newsletter from a girlfriend of mine. And it's been working quite fine. But just recently, I added to my Facebook, and so I can start that also here in Amsterdam. So I put it on my Facebook, and you have like a week menu for the whole month, so you can see if you like it, and you can send me an email or WhatsApp or whatever.
And I imagine that's a lot of logistics on delivery. How are you delivering it, really?
Yeah, do you have a drop-off point, or do you go to the
That's
client?
a waste of your time, presumably.
It's, yes, it's a lot of my time. At the moment, I've been doing it myself. Sometimes I agree with one person, like, okay, I drop off all the food there, and they pick it up at a certain time. Yeah. So that makes it a bit easier. But I think it's also like kind of the service to bring them to their home. Yeah. And because you're trying to make things easier also for somebody, you know, like the whole experience. So I've been investing in that, and I don't mind. I love it.
Yeah, always nice to meet face to face your customers. It's valuable.
Yeah.
I don't know why people avoid it. It's like the most valuable kind of marketing you can do. they'll keep ordering off you because they like seeing you. And
Yes.
stuff, you know.
Yeah, you develop like this relationship with them, you know, and they send me a message for, oh, food was amazing, thank you very much. And then, you know, it's like, oh, so when I cook for her again, I do it with even more love, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Even more love, even more.
And do they inspire you also maybe with what you might put on the menu, or where are you getting your, I mean, obviously Mexico, but I mean, what prompts you from one month to another to suggest what you're putting on there?
Oh, just maybe what I recall, what I would like, because it's not like I'm not like preparing tacos all the time, but I'm really like a real Mexican dinner, like you would have it at my place or with my mother, you know. So no tacos for everybody every week. No Taco Tuesday.
Oh yes, we know all about that.
Which is also very nice. But so I'm a lot of in social media.
Yeah.
You know, I get a lot of inspiration from that.
Yes. Yeah.
We're admiring Anna's Instagram. If you go to the Insta, Anna's Mexican Roots, we've tagged it on Broadcast Amsterdam today. There's some gorgeous pictures of some of your food. The beef short ribs. They are so nice, that kind of
Sticky, glazy.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's all so colourful, isn't it? I mean,
yes,
amazing.
a lovely cake. This apricot and lavender cake. That looks beautiful. So, you know, if you're into your food porn, I think you're going to want to follow Anna's Mexican Roots. But obviously, Facebook as well. So that's it. You go to although you live in the east of Amsterdam, you go to Hilversum with the drop-off of the orders, whatever you get. But you'll want to start doing that in Amsterdam as well.
Yes. Well, I've been doing it in Amsterdam as well with corporate and also other families. But I just want to broaden a little bit more my...
It's like having, you know, like ignore the Foodora or Uber Eats. Just strike up your own personal relationship with a service like this. And I don't see why. I mean, those platforms are also useful. Have you considered doing it via those platforms?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You don't.
No.
Not comfortable.
Because then it's just this Uber scooter driver or cyclist dropping stuff off.
And you don't know if they're going to take
I would
care
like
of your
to
food.
just keep that homemade, you know, like that relationship one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I also know my limitations because I only have two hands. Yeah. And, you know, but up till now it's been working fine.
Yeah,
and I
manageable.
Think, yes. So I think it's, if I can, I would just like to keep on doing it like this. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Well, thanks for joining us on the Amsterdam Kitchen, Anna.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Telling us your story. For the listeners, if you want to find out more, it's anasmexicanroots.nl and also on Facebook. But the main thing, the website, anasmexicanroots.nl. You've got Dutch and English on there.
Yes.
Well done. Obviously, fluent in Dutch. There's a lot of things you offer, but it's also, don't forget about those photos on Instagram. That's just a bit of fun.
Drool away. Just one last question, Anna. Do you offer any kind of teaching, any sort of workshops? Or is it something that you might consider?
No, actually, I did it once, and it was really great fun. We had like a workshop for, it was again a company, and we had food. I had developed a very nice a contemporary Mexican menu. And then we had asked somebody to do a mariage, you know, like wine to wine to food.
To complement,
Yes, to complement, and it was really amazing. It was a great evening, but I never promoted again, you know, so no, it's not been really...
So you don't rule it out, but it's not something that is not forming part of your core business. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Got to focus. It's difficult. There's so many different things you can do.
Just do one thing very well.
Cool.
Cooking.
And Anna's got a job to do today, so we better let her get off. Some lucky person's going to be having your food.
I hope
wish
so.
you well with that. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Amsterdam Kitchen. Join us live on Saturday mornings
From 10 till 12.
on Broadcast Amsterdam.
We'll catch up later.
It's all online.